All right. Well, to make a really video, I guess, because I don't know. I guess everybody loves me doing videos or not. I mean, I don't think I do a good. I mean, again, I just speak my mind and speak my own opinion. I mean, I appreciate that everybody enjoys my videos and because hey, I think some people out there. I mean, hey, I'm not beating myself down, but a lot of people do a little bit better than me when it comes to explaining things. I just me, it's just majority of just an opinion. But I seen Jeffrey's post there on this Logan Mineral or Myral or whatever. If you go check out um, Jeffrey Strogan, his channel, and you check out his post, you'll see Logan Mirror or whatever this guy, you'll see. And all I could say, and I've said this before, and I say this a lot, but it's the freaking truth, though. That's the thing. It's like I don't mean to say things over and over and say it a lot, but it's like you see more people, and it's hard not to say again and again and again. The lack of common sense more than stupidity. And this guy basically in his description making it well known that he loves pedophiles, he loves young kids, Trump supporter, and he's all for banning the LGBTQ, but also I think the worst of it all though is putting your own house address in the description. So basically, any known criminal or whoever can just come to your house and do whatever, and whether it's real or not, because whether that's his address or not, and it's somebody else's, don't matter. You're still putting your life, your family, or you're putting somebody else's life in danger. So whether that address is your address or not, you're still putting somebody's life in danger because you're still putting an address, whether it's yours or not. It's still stupid and ridiculous because you're still, like I said, you're still putting somebody's life in danger. Because in this day and age, putting your own house address, and again, whether it's yours or not, on social media is the stupidest thing ever, and I'm sorry to say, but it is. Whether it's yours or not, because at the end of the day, you're still putting someone's life in danger. Because the kind of world that we're living in, and as crazy and as people are, yeah. And it's like, look, man, again, my opinion. Like I said, I think it's lack of common sense more than stupidity. I mean, it's both. Don't get me wrong. It's both. But I just don't know, man. But all I can say is I don't know anybody who would subscribe to him. And like I said, whether your description is just a joke, which it could be, and I'm sure if you would come clean, you'd probably say it is a joke. But honestly, look, man, I'm all for a good joke, man. And hey, I say to myself, nowadays people take things so serious, and people, and that's the dang truth, man. Because hey, that's me, man. Hey, look, I like to joke around. I love to make people laugh, smile, and it always gets me the way people take things too serious, and So hey, I'm open, but still, I think if you want to make a joke and put it in your description on your channel, I think you need to do a little bit better than what you did, because, yeah, that description is just nothing but, yeah, man, that, you're basically asking people to just not subscribe and to avoid you, because anybody with good common sense reads that description, But, hey, look, whatever, man. Like I said, am I here to tell anybody what to do on their own channels? No. I'm not, man. Like I said, you do whatever the heck you want. I'm just saying the lack of common sense and putting that as a description, whether it's a joke or not, I don't care. You need to do better. Or you need to let your common sense kick in a little bit better. I'm, like I said, not being rude. I'm just being honest. I'm just saying. But, I don't know. Like I said, I see it a lot, The way that, and I say the lack of common sense more than stupidity because it shows, man. It shows the people that use good common sense and the people that don't use common sense. And it does. It's not hard to see. It's not hard to tell somebody who is using good common sense and somebody who's just using no common sense. And when you're just when you're putting your house address, and like I said, whether it's yours or not, that ain't using common sense. Because like I said, whether it's yours or it's not yours, it don't matter. You're still putting someone's life in danger. Because do you understand the kind of world and country we're living in? Putting your house address on any social media, I don't care, not just YouTube, is the stupidest thing. That's why I really don't. I mean, yes, I'll put what state I live in, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm not putting my own house address. Like, I can put what state I live in, and that don't give you nothing, because I could live anywhere in that state. You know, like I could say, hey, I live in Texas. Okay, well, I can be anywhere in Texas. You don't know where at in Texas. So it's like, there's nothing wrong if you put what state you live in, but putting your own house address and your exact location where your house is, yeah, the stupidest thing. You know, the stupidest thing. But, again, nothing in this world, country, surprises me. That's why I don't really make a lot of ranting and raving too much, because it's not worth it. Because nothing will ever change really in this country, and it's just like, why waste the time, man? Ranting and raving about it, you know what I mean? Because we all know, and nothing will, you know? Things will never, man. The way people are acting, the way people show how hateful they are, the way people show how much they care for themselves more than anything else, it's like, so why even waste the time, man? Making videos, ranting and raving and whatever, you know? So that's why I try not to. I try to make videos about better things. But, yeah, certain things, yeah, you know, it needs to be talked about, you know? And this is one of them. I mean, seriously, people, like I said, not telling you what to do on your channels, but when you're putting those kind of descriptions and putting your own house address and your exact location, like I said, man, you're just asking somebody to come murder you and your family. That's what you're asking. Or if it's not your address, still you're putting someone's life in danger. Like, there's nothing wrong if you put what state you live in, because like I said, you put what state you live in. Say you live in Florida or you live in California, whatever. That could, okay, well, it could be anywhere in Florida, anywhere in California, anywhere in New York, or you know what I mean, like, but putting your own address, yeah, man, that's, so, but, just, come on, people, use common sense, it's not hard, you know, I'm not trying to call anybody stupid, nobody's really stupid, like I said, that's why I say it's more or less just not using your common sense more than anything, you know, because you should know well enough yourself and be smart enough to know putting your house address, you know, and whether you're trolling or not, because I'm sure this Logan guy is probably just trolling. And I guarantee that description is probably a joke, because he knows people are just going to go crazy over it. And that address is probably not his address. Again, but still, it don't matter, because like I said, at the end of the day, you're still putting someone's life in danger. Because I'm sure this Logan is probably just did that because he knows people are going to go crazy over that. And I'm not going crazy. I mean, hey, whatever, dude. Like I said, I'm all for a good joke. But to me, I think you need to do better. No. You know, I think you need to do a little bit better. Because putting the description like that saying you love pedophiles, you love young children, you're a Trump supporter, you're all for banning the LGBTQ, and it's like, no, dude, you need to do better. You know, like I said, I mean, hey, whatever, it's a joke, but still, you need to do better, though, because the only one that's truly laughing is you, because I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure it probably is, because knowing people like probably him, that, you know, these trolls on here, they'll do that kind of stuff, and because they know people are going to see it, and people are going to overreact and go crazy, and that's what they want. They want to put stuff like that just so people will overreact and go crazy. Because that's what they really want. You know, they want to put stuff that, you know, and which I think is ridiculous. Like, people, are you that thirsty for drama? Are you really that much of a drama queen that you do? You just put stuff like that because you know people are going to make a big deal about it. And I'm sure, like I said, that Logan, like I said, I guarantee you, he probably just made that description because he knows people are going to see it and people are going to go crazy over it. I can guarantee, but still, man, you still need to do better. Still need to do better. So, still need to do a little bit better. But anyway, like I said, nothing anymore is a shocker. That's why I really don't try to make a big deal about it or really discuss it, because it's not worth it. If I want to make videos, I'd rather just make good videos, because instead of just always making videos ranting and raving about something, because anymore, people, it don't matter. Nothing will ever change. Things are always going to be the way it is, but anyway, guys, thank you all for watching, and sorry for the long rant, but still, a lot of things that just need to be discussed, but like I said, I'm also going to put that in there, that I guarantee this Logan guy just probably put that description for a joke, for people, because he knows people are going to overreact, but at the end of the day, still, do better. Do better.